and welcome to the Women of Color in Business podcast. I am Linette Cottrell, your host, and I am so delighted you decided to join us today. We are going on a transformative journey of embracing radical self-love and unlocking the full potential in both our personal and business lives. This podcast is dedicated to empowering us, Black women entrepreneurs, to break free from self-limiting beliefs and guiding us towards our best self. So if you're just starting your business or you've been at it for a while but feel stuck, we got you. Welcome to your safe place. We honor your unique business journey. Here is where you remove your mask, wear your own style of comfort, and get ready to soar. Together, we will grow exponentially and challenge the statistics of how our businesses headed and founded by Black women entrepreneurs, start, grow, and last. So enjoy this great episode and be sure to help us grow by letting your sisters in business know about us so they can also follow us, like us, give us 5 stars, and leave comments. We want to hear from you and know what you want to hear from us. Together, we're going to build a great ecosystem here, impacting the number of Black women-owned businesses that grow and last. All right, sisters, let's jump right into it. Okay, wonderful women of color in business. We are here today with another brilliant guest. We're going to begin by having this beautiful Black woman introduce herself and her company to you guys.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. I am Dr. Ashley Hunt-Poole. I'm the CEO and founder of Mocktails for Mommy and creator of MAMÁ Wine. We are Alabama's first and only mocktail beverage company that's 100% Black and female owned.
Okay.
And we're just happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So tell us, Doctor, what was the passion behind you starting your business?
Well, yeah. So initially, the idea came to me during the pandemic while I was pregnant, because I know I love wine. I love to go out and drink, because I was pregnant, I couldn't. And later on, I started to develop a issue with my pancreas, and so I couldn't drink at all. And so I
Oh,
thought to myself, what can I do? What can I create? To kind of mimic alcohol because I can't drink it, but has that inclusivity. So when people go out, they feel included, and that's kind of where Mocktails for Mommy and MAMÁ Wine kind of was born.
okay. Wonderful. I love that. I love that. So how long have you been in business with Mocktails for Mommies?
Yeah, so we started during the pandemic. So 2020 is where like the idea came about. But we didn't launch our very first product until January of 23. And so
Okay.
I'll say January 23 is like when we first had that initial product ready to go
Right.
to the market. Yeah.
Right. And so what is your background, Dr. Ashley, because when I think about creating something, a flavor, a drink, I think about almost either a creative cook or a chemist. So what is your background and how did that parlay into you creating these products?
Well, neither one of those I am not. However, so my background is actually all over the place. I've been one of those types of people that, when my mind tells me to do something, I just go for it.
Okay.
So I actually studied music, family consumer science, human development, and family studies. I do
Okay.
actually have an engineering degree,
Okay.
and then healthcare administration. So I'm all over the place.
Okay.
But I will say, being a liberal, the liberal people, liberal arts, liberal science type person,
Got it.
it has given me the opportunity to be very creative. And
Mm,
so you have to be creative to create something of this magnitude, something
right.
that doesn't have alcohol, but when you taste it, your mind is kind of playing tricks on you, like, wait a minute.
Uh,
Does it? Does it not?
uh-huh.
So that's kind of where my background comes into place. But having all of those degrees and education has built the foundation to have the tenacity to do something that so many people said that couldn't be done. Couldn't be done.
Definitely, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. So your background and your educational foundation doesn't parlay directly into what you does, but it
Mhm.
does by, to your point, the action of sticking with things, the
Yeah,
action of researching,
absolutely.
processes and setting up structures, all those
Yeah,
skills
it all
from
goes
your
together.
yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love that. What do you love most about your business?
I would say the joys of seeing everyone else loving it, right? The
Mm,
reaction, the stories that I get from I just never knew that this was going to do what it's done. To be
mm,
able to change a lot of people's lives. There are people that are sober living and sober curious, and they when they go to parties, they don't want to drink alcohol and they don't have an alternative option other than Coke or water or Sprite.
right, right.
um and sometimes they feel left out, and so to have my clients and customers come to me and say, like, I feel like this product was made for me, and it was very we have a saying that we say, be intentional in all that you do. And
Uh-huh.
so the intentionality of Mocktails for Mommy and Mama wine, that's what makes me happy, to know that my intentions are so pure and authentic and the people can see it, and just to get
Mm,
those positive reactions.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful. I love that surprised by to be surprised by the results that you create for other people that you might not have had in mind when you initially started, right? You had an
Mhm.
inspiration, you
Yep.
followed it through, and now you're able to see the direct line of sight you had, but
Yeah.
also the other, lines of sight that you didn't have that were just there waiting
Yeah.
for your product to be created.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. So, in getting your product started, tell us a little bit about what that process was from the concept of, okay, this is something that I would like to enjoy. So maybe there's other people who want to enjoy it, to actually getting down to mixing and making the flavors.
Mhm.
What is that process like for you?
Well, it was a long, tedious process because I'll be honest, I had a vision, I had a goal, I had a multi-million dollar vision and goal, but
Uh-huh.
very little funding.
Uh-huh.
As you know, women of color, we don't always get, opportunities to fund it. And so,
Right.
believe it or not, I start out with $500.
Okay.
Um, and the process was me calling wineries because I knew I wanted to create a wine, and I wanted to see if someone would be able to help me to create my own wine.
Ah.
Now, if you know anything about the wine industry, it is a very gate kept
Mm.
industry.
Mm.
It's hard for, just anybody to get in. And if you're a person of color, and let alone a woman of color, it's extremely hard to get into that process.
Got you.
So imagine me calling around to these wineries literally all over the country. Well over a dozen, just calling, trying to tell them about what I'm trying to do. And every time I would get the door slammed in my face.
Mm.
So that was a hurdle in the process, just trying to find somebody that can help me in formulating the wine, because it's alcohol free, which means it doesn't have any alcohol. It never had alcohol, and it will never have alcohol in it.
Got
And
it.
so it's very tough to find someone that is willing to create that product when their facility, all they do is make alcohol, you know?
Got it. Got it.
So that was the kind of the process. I already knew kind of what I wanted. I already had the name of my very first product. I knew I wanted it to be like very mom centric. So my very first product is called Moscato Peach. I love Moscato, and I was
Oh,
like,
me too.
yeah, Moscato's good. And so I said, I gotta come up with like something. And so Mom Moscato was my first product, and that's what when I called, I said I want to do Moscato. These are like how I want it to taste. And so in that process, I finally found a winery that took a chance on me.
Okay.
I explained to them like, hey, this is all I got, but I have a vision, I have a goal. If you give me the chance and opportunity, I promise that this is going to turn into something major. It's going to turn into something big.
Uh-huh.
Um, and they took a chance, and we were able, after about a year, we were able to crank out that first product.
Okay.
um and it was a hit. I mean, everybody loved it.
Uh-huh.
And we just been going ever since then.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So your process in making those calls and finally finding someone,
Mhm.
was it a relationship that started with a conversation? Did you have to have a business plan to present to them? Did you have to show them financial reports? Or was it what was that process for you?
The process was literally, like I said, it was getting them to trust me and give me a chance and opportunity. Like I said, in the wine industry, it's a lot of gatekeeping. It really is. And
Right.
most of the wineries in the United States, I mean, any winery is pretty much family owned.
Uh-huh.
And they don't typically work with clients or people outside of the family.
Got you.
So being someone that is like, they don't know me, they don't know
Right.
what my intentions are, all the things. It was really about building trust and letting them know that you can trust me. Like, if that invoice comes in and it's time for me to pay it, I'm gonna pay that invoice. And there was times where I would get on their nerves. I'm like, wait a minute, when are you sending that invoice so I can pay it? Because I wanted them to know, like,
Got it.
you can trust me.
Uh-huh.
And that I think is what helped me in order to build that relationship.
Okay. So it was a process of building that relationship that
Hmm.
started with getting the phone answered so that you could tell them what you wanted to do, then
Absolutely.
listening, and then moving forward with building that trust.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So you said you started with the Moscato. Um,
Hmm.
so looking at your product line now, how many products do you have?
So currently we have 6 flavors.
Okay.
And then, well, yeah, we have 6 flavors. We have our canned mocktails that's getting ready to be released. And then we also have our sparkling wine, which is directly made in Italy. And so
Okay.
that gets imported in ever so often. It's like a special release around holidays and,
Okay.
special occasions.
Okay.
But our main SKU, our main products, is Moscato Peach, Sangria, and Mama Rosso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you are largely in Alabama, that area?
Huntsville.
Huntsville,
Huntsville,
Alabama?
Alabama.
Okay. So wonderful. So so I'm in Florida. So how would I acquire some of your products?
Yeah, so a lot of people order online. We ship
Okay.
all over the world.
Wonderful.
Doesn't have alcohol in it, so we can ship it everywhere.
Okay.
We are working very hard to get into major retailers, so people like you can get our product. But I
Uh-huh.
tell people it's a process.
Right.
It's a very hard, tedious process that takes time because it goes back to being able to build trust, to show numbers.
Mhm.
And you have to build that notoriety for major retailers to give you a chance and give you a space,
Mhm.
so you can keep selling.
Mhm. Very good. Very good point. So, um, it's not a simple process from launching a product to getting it in certain stores, because I know you've had your products released in certain stores in certain areas.
Mhm.
It's a uh, it's a totally different process from starting with one area to getting it worldwide,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
And some
It's
people think if you're in one location, you should be in every location of that store.
I wish
Right.
it just doesn't work like that, not unless you are, somebody really, really famous, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
most stores, um, then that's with anybody. They're gonna start you off with maybe like regionally. So like we
Uh-huh.
launched in the Sam's Club and we launched in like regionally. So we got
Right.
into three states, Alabama, Arkansas, and Louisiana. And
Okay.
it's to see, it's like a test product. They want to see, can your product sell?
Right.
Because if it don't sell, we're not going to take your
Right.
product and put it in every store all around the country. And
Right.
then you're out of money, they're out of money, they're mad, you're mad, and then you end up having to pay them back.
Right.
So no, we don't want to do that. So we start small.
Right.
And for me, strategically, I'm
Mhm.
very strategic in everything that I do.
Mhm. Very
Um,
good.
it's about the slow. I call it the slow grow approach. You
Okay.
know, you want to grow with the organization and the company that you're trying to put your product in, and you want to be with an organization that works for you, that
Right.
supports you, and that has just has that oomph that makes sure that you get everything that you need. And I can say for even with Walmart, but Sam's Club and Walmart has had that where they're like, you know what? We're going to give you a chance. We're going to give you an opportunity.
Hmm.
This is your opportunity.
Hmm.
Don't mess it up.
Mm.
And that's the reality of retail. And a
Right.
lot of people they don't know that, they don't understand that, but
Right.
sometimes you only get that one chance.
Mm.
You got to make the best out of it.
Right. Right. I love that. Great information, because what you're saying is that, and one thing that I am definitely supportive of is that when you look at the small business in the United States, the largest sector and the fastest growing sector of it is Black women-owned businesses.
Absolutely.
And we
Yeah.
start out usually as solopreneurs, just with an idea, putting a product or a service in place, getting it out into the marketplace. And I say we deserve to have such a support that allows us to have rounds of growth, right?
Absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
we're not expected to go from 0 to 1 million, making 1 million, but we can grow to a order of 1,000 and
Absolutely.
5,000 and 10,000. Because what that does, to your point of slow growth, is it allows you to evaluate your systems, right?
Ab-
So, can my
yeah.
systems handle getting 1,000 out in a day? Or what do I need to put in place so that I can do that? And
Absolutely.
is it only going to be a one-shot thing? Can I do it next week too? Or you know, it's everybody going to be burnt out getting it done that week. So rounds of
Exactly.
that slow growth allows you to step back and think about those things and put things in place and plan forward. So if it took me this much to get 1,000 done,
Mm-hmm.
what if I had a $10,000 order? Who do I need to partner with to be able to handle that? So
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
a lot of times growing too fast can be detrimental.
Oh, absolutely. And I have I know quite a few people in retail. Friends, I am friends with a lot of people, small business owners that are in retail. We talk about the experience, what it's like. I even had a friend who was in a retailer. Things just wasn't going how it should have been. She started off like I think she got like 900 stores.
Ah,
It wasn't, she
right.
just took it, and they ended up having to pull her from the shelf.
Mm,
And I was like, oh my gosh,
right,
right? But
right.
you I tell people, you can listen to my advice or you can do your own thing, to each his own. But I rather have 10 stores
Mm-hmm.
and I sell out consistently every week at those 10 stores versus me getting 1,000 stores and I can barely move 2 or 3 bottles a week
Right.
from
Right.
or I'm only able to sell like 10%,
Right.
because then they're going to start looking at your numbers. Your buyer is going to look at your numbers.
Right.
And they're going to have that conversation with you and they're going to say, yeah, you're not hitting those numbers like we expected, or
Right.
you're gonna have to put some more marketing behind. You're not spending
Exactly.
enough money. Like, what's going on? And
Right.
for us as small business owners, we cannot afford to compete with Coca-Cola. We can't afford to
Exactly.
compete with Pepsi and Dove and
Right.
Shea Moisture and all these the bigger brands, right? We
Right.
can't compete with them. So I always tell people, if you can, if you get an offer and they offer you something that you know is too good to be true and you cannot fulfill it, don't just jump at it and take it. Don't do that, because I'm telling you, because what you're doing is you are not only going to mess it up for yourself,
Yes.
but you're going to mess it up for the people that's coming behind you.
That part.
And then they're going to say, well, I gave such and such a chance. And now do I really want to give you a chance to? Because I don't want to have that same. So you gotta be very cognizant of that. Like, be aware. Be aware of that. That's why I say I'm taking it slow. Sam's Club gave me I think they gave me like my first order, they gave me like 13 stores.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, whoo, make sure I can handle it. Make sure. I want to make sure.
Right.
Which I knew I could, but I was like, I really want to make sure I could. Then then they did the switcheroo on me and they knocked me down to 10 stores, but they gave me 3 different states. So I was like, oh Lord, like, what does that look like from logistics? Like, you
Right.
really got to think about all of those things when you go
Yeah.
to retail. It's not just, hey, I got this cute product on the shelf, come buy it.
Right.
It's a lot.
Right. Yeah, I love that you share that part of the journey. That
Yeah.
is so true. A lot of times we don't think about those details, but you made some very good points, especially as Black women entrepreneurs, to be given a chance to be promoted in retail, whereas businesses other than ours may be given 10 or 12 different tries, or okay, this one failed, but we still give this one a chance and we give that one a chance. With us, it's
Absolutely.
like this one failed, so now all of y'all we're going to treat all of y'all this way
The
because
same. Yeah.
it's Today's podcast is being sponsored by our Golden Cowrie Shells Academy, offering the first and only compassionate accounting course for and by Black women in business. Are you a Black woman entrepreneur who hates looking at the numbers, budgeting, and financial reports? You wish you had a partner to explain this difficult language of money to you in simple terms? Then we have created this course for you. Imagine being guided through automating and streamlining your business accounting processes and money pain points. Having all your questions answered by professionals with over 25 years of experience working with entrepreneurs just like you. Being welcomed to a safe place where every question is valid and all answers are judgment free. Join our course, Counting Golden Cowrie Shells, the compassionate accounting course Black women in business deserve for building profits, financial freedom, and legacy. Visit our website today for more details and registration. www.wocib.com Because we feel like all of your Black women-owned businesses need to be handled this exact same way because one failed, which is very unfair because if one succeeds, it doesn't go the opposite direction. You don't just open the door to everybody.
Mm-mm.
But so yes, being mindful in your business enterprise is very important. One of the things that I know we as Black women in business deal with is having to wear all the hats and know all the information.
Yes, I do.
So it's like I mean, being an entrepreneur is not for the weak.
Oh no, it's
It
not.
is not an easy task. It's not for the average person because it takes much more than being average to not just start a business, but stay in business because the key is to stay in business.
That's what we
Not to
say.
just start it and do a little bit here and a little bit there but to stay for the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we say. And when you get into retail, we say it is actually easy to get in retail,
Mm,
but staying on the shelf is the hardest part.
mhm.
It is. It truly is. You can work your fingers to the bone. You can do all the networking. You can tell your story and all the things and get a deal and get in the store. But if your product isn't moving and it's sitting there,
Right.
they're gonna yank you off that shelf and replace you with somebody else and go about their business.
Yes. Yes,
It's
definitely.
trust me, I know. So I mean, I've seen it. So I really try to be very honest with people. I am not a gatekeeper in that sense. Like I try to be very honest about what it's like because
Mm,
everybody thinks that they're ready for retail
yes.
until you get there, and then if you're not ready because you don't know, you wouldn't know. A lot
Right.
of people, I mean, you can go and you can Google, but being in that moment, you're not gonna know.
Right.
You're gonna think you're ready, but you're
Right.
not.
Right. Yeah, because in your mind you're ready to make the profits, right?
Absolutely.
You're ready to blow up.
You think
But
until you gotta
you've
pay
been
everybody.
yes, you've been selling online so far and you're ready to get in, increase your production and get in that
Think,
on that
yeah.
shelf, but
Yeah, you think it's not, and it's not. I can tell people it's not what it's cracked up to be. Like, things break. You got to get things from point A to point B. Like, I have a warehouse. My warehouse is in Connecticut.
ah,
Yeah, so getting my wine because it's produced in Connecticut. I have my own like facility up there that
uh-huh,
does all my. I have to pay all my people,
uh,
get it from one place to another place. If
uh-huh,
something breaks, do you think it falls on the store?
mm.
Uh-uh. That falls on me. They come out my check. So listen. So I mean, you really got to think about like all the things. Insurance. I mean,
Yes,
you can't go on there with no little $100,000 policy.
uh,
You need a $4 million policy.
right, right.
Yes.
And that costs much more than the $100,000 policy.
Listen,
So
I
when you're
got my
doing your
invoice today. I was like, oh,
so when you're doing your expense line items, you have to have that in mind. Okay, if I'm that's a very good point. So moving from say selling online to retail, there's a whole nother nature of expenses you have to consider. So
oh,
you may be just
absolutely.
thinking of, I'm going to sell and have this profit, but you also have to think about the other side.
Oh,
What
it's
are
so
the new
much.
expenses? Yes.
It's so much.
Mm,
It's so much. You need to, if you're thinking about going into retail, you need to have a marketing budget.
mm.
You need to have a true marketing budget. I am going to allocate X amount because a lot of times you're going into a space where nobody knows who you are.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
ain't Tabitha Brown and
Right.
Kevin Hart and all these Beyonce,
Right.
listen, they don't know you.
No.
So you
Yes,
have
they'll
to.
scan the shelf and they'll see your product and be like, okay,
Who is it?
I don't know,
Who, who is MAMÁ? Anyways, so and that is the reality. So you got to have a marketing budget. You
Right.
got to have your social media is a big thing now. You got to have your social media going. You
Uh-huh.
got to make those connections. You got to get out there. TikTok, even though they might ban it, they might not. But
Uh-huh.
TikTok, you got to go and like put yourself out there in
Hmm.
order to get your product moving. It's gonna get on the shelf and it's gonna sell. No,
Right.
it's not gonna
It's
sell
not
the
automatic. Yeah, it's not automatic.
no.
I love that. So one of the challenges for us as entrepreneurs a lot of times is that we have the idea, we have the creativity, but we don't want to be that person out front talking about it all the time. We don't
Oh,
want to be that person that promotes it all the time. And then we come to the realization that we have to learn the skill. We have to be able to tell the story, to sell the product, and be willing to do that with a smile.
listen, listen. If y'all don't smile now, you better learn. Okay. So a lot of people ask me, like, why do you, because I have videos. I go to Sam's Club and I am dancing up and down the aisles. I am in the cart on the little buggy,
Uh-huh.
zoom up and down the aisles.
Uh-huh.
Like, I have to be who I am and I have to be different. You have to do something for some people. You have to just be eye catching and different. So people like, oh, look at her. Like you have to be outside of the box. A lot of people
Mhm.
ask me, why did you choose to be the face of your brand?
Uh-huh.
Because nobody can tell my story better than me.
Hmm.
No one can tell the story of your brand better than you. No
Right.
one can talk about your brand better than you can.
Hmm.
Storytelling is so important when it comes to owning a brand.
Right.
I would never have someone else come in and tell the story of Mocktails for Mommy because they wouldn't be able to convey it like I would.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important. It is so important. At least in the beginning years, first two, three, I mean, I was told it take you 5 years to really make it, right?
Right.
So at
Right.
least for them first 5 years, you need
Right.
to be out there. You need to be the face of your brand. You need to be able to tell your story. Why? The why is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this because it is
Uh-huh.
changing this. It is doing that. So it's very important to get out there and be the front in the face of your brand.
Got it. Got it. So when you talk about sharing your story, sharing your vision and your purpose, a lot of times we start a business with one thing in mind, and as we grow and go through the process, learn more things, it kind of changes and shifts. And sometimes we can be reluctant to pivot because we're thinking, well, that's not what I said I was
Oh,
going to do.
mm-mm.
Have you had to pivot, and what has that experience been for you?
Listen. Yes. I tell people all the time, if this is what you truly want and you believe this is something that you are meant to do, um, change is something that is inevitable.
Oh,
And you have no um it's no option. You have to make a quick pivot.
okay.
I'll give you a perfect example. When I got my deal with Sam's Club, um, and they kind of gave me the numbers of all the things and requirements I needed. The winery that I found was not able to keep up with the demand
Okay.
of getting into retail. That meant that in a very short period of time, I had to find someone willing in the same scenario that I told you earlier
Uh-huh.
to reproduce me alcohol-free wine, retail ready, mass production to be able to get into Sam's Club.
Mm.
Um, did I tuck my tail between my legs and say, you know what? Just
Right.
nope, this is what I want. No, because I knew that I had a greater purpose. I had to make a quick pivot
Mm.
and I had to start calling back some people like, hey, I need it. I got this PO. Can you help me? La da 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 whatever. But
Uh-huh.
that is what you have to do. If this is something that I mean, if you saying to yourself, God done gave this to me,
Uh-huh.
this is what I got,
Uh-huh.
I can do this, then you got to make a quick pivot if that's what you want. Now,
Right.
if you don't want it, if you don't got that hunger in you and you don't want it, then just let it go.
Got it. Got it.
Hmm.
So be ready for change.
Absolutely.
Don't
Change
expect
quick.
today to be like yesterday, or don't expect your initial idea to stay what it was. It's going to shift. You're going to learn more. You're going to be different.
Yeah.
Be
You're
ready.
gonna have people, you're gonna have, and also, like for me, when I was in an a targeted accelerator program, I had the opportunity to meet with a brand, like a brand consultant.
Uh-huh.
And he basically looked at my brand, analyzed it, kind of told me some things that he felt like I needed to change and all the things. It was up to me. Was I gonna change it, or was I gonna say, you know what? Nope, I like it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had I not changed certain aspects of what I was doing, I don't think I would be as far as I am now. Right.
Got it.
So you got to be open to change. You got to be open to criticism and feedback from people that are what I call SMEs, subject matter experts.
Okay.
You got to be open to
Mm,
listening to them. You don't have to always take it, but at least listen, because you
right.
never know that the criticism or feedback that you're getting, it may be for the better. And I had a
Right.
hard time dealing with that at first, because you
Mhm.
know how we do
Right. You have
when
your
it,
dream, you have it all wrapped up in the way it's supposed to look,
yeah.
touch,
Mm,
feel, taste, and then somebody
listen,
come in and say, no, 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 well, you should do this instead. You
I
like, but
told I told him, I was like, you don't know me. You don't know, because I worked hard on this product. I designed everything myself.
uh-huh.
Yada 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 yada. Like I was like, no. And for a while, I didn't change my label. I didn't. I
Uh-huh.
was like, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking, I was like, you know what? He might be right. Let me switch up some stuff and see, and just see. And
Right.
immediately when I started to change things, I started to see a different reaction from people.
Ah.
So sometimes
That's a
you
good,
know,
yeah, good to share, especially being creative. So if you're a creative person and you put, like you said, all your time into the details of the colors, the font, this is going to be the logo, this is going to be,
mhm.
on the label, and someone comes to say, scrap all that. You're like, all the time I put into
Listen, because I was like, no, we're not doing that.
it.
Because and then, like, when you go back to when you said, as Black women, we do wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
It was a time where I was the photographer.
Mm.
I still am the person that run all of my social media,
Uh-huh.
all my videos. I edit them myself.
Okay.
I do my own makeup. I do my own hair. I do
Uh-huh.
all my planning, and everything is me. So
Mm.
when you are, like you said, when you're creative and someone comes and tells you something, and you also have to be cognizant of, hey, I also have a small budget. And
Uh-huh.
so, what I have invested into this, you tell me to scrap it. Well,
Right.
that's my $500 that
Yes.
I really didn't have, but
Right.
I believe in myself, and I'm counting on myself. So it's a lot of ups and downs and mental wear and tear
Right.
when it comes to having your own product or services.
Yes, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Those emotions, like you said, the mental and the emotional, the ups and the downs. So, what do you do for yourself when you are in one of those days where nothing seems to be going right and you're asking yourself, why did I start this business?
Yeah.
What do you do to bring yourself back around and
Hmm.
take care of the inner you?
Listen, I called my assistant today and told her, just forget it all. Okay. I said, just forget it. I'm
I
sick
love
of
it.
it. No, but when I don't know, my family already know when I'm upset, when I'm in a funk, in a mood,
Uh-huh.
ain't no just a mood, just get out the way. Um, I am very big on self-care though.
Good. Good.
I'm
I love
very
that.
big on self-care. If it's not me getting a massage, or me going to get my feet done, or my nails done, or getting my hair done, or go to the movies, like
Uh-huh.
I have to do something for myself. I have to treat myself.
Mhm.
It does not matter. Like that, it's non-negotiable.
Got it.
It's non-negotiable.
It should be
Uh,
wonderful.
it is non-negotiable. Even when I don't have the money for it, I'm gonna make a way
Mm-hmm.
because it is non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Because mental health plays such a vital role in being able to do what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
You have to have one, you gotta have somebody you can talk to. So therapy, I'm big on having, if you
Oh,
don't believe in like therapy, you gotta
right.
have somebody to talk to get
Right.
it all out. Just get it out. Do not harvest that. That's how women have heart attacks.
Yes.
Folks, it's so serious.
Yeah.
So get it out. I started doing boxing. I started just
Oh,
doing stuff to
good. Right.
get myself
A
feeling
relief.
better. Yeah, I needed
Yeah.
it. I needed it
Yeah.
because it's very stressful.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, me and my friends we joke about because I have some friends that are in retail too, and they're like the stress alone
Yes.
will kill you.
Yeah,
So
it will.
you got to do something for yourself. So I'm really big on self-care.
Good. I love hearing that. Yeah, because stress is the root cause of most diseases that we
Absolutely.
have. It starts from stress. And I love that you share that boxing, exercise, and releasing that
Hmm.
energy, and then tending to yourself.
Hmm.
Definitely less necessary because um, it's not easy wearing all these hats. It's not easy having to have all the answers, right?
Mm.
You have to find the answer. If you don't know it, you got to find it. There's no one there sitting beside you waiting for you to come across a problem and say, "Okay, here you go." No.
I wish. I wish. But
Yes.
I ain't got enough money for it. If I had enough, I would, but we ain't there yet. So
Yeah. You meet the problem, you have to figure out the solution. And I love
Mhm.
that you shared therapy. I am very big on therapy too. I think every human being needs a therapist. I mean,
Absolutely. My listen,
it's
my therapist got a therapist, okay?
yes, yes, definitely,
Hmm.
definitely. And if not in a professional therapist, then at least minimum someone you can talk things out with because you
Absolutely.
should not be holding it all in your body because then it reacts in your body.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So, when your journey of building your business, did you at any point have a mentor?
Whew, Google and YouTube.
Got you.
Google, listen, I mean, I didn't. I didn't, and I think part of it, it was a lot of reasons. I think some was, hearing this innovative idea that no one really knew how to help me
Right.
because it's like I don't know what direction to help you in with that. And a part of it too is, and I hate to say it, but sometimes we don't want to see other people be great.
Uh-huh.
It's a fear of that person is going
Right.
to surpass me or going to do better than I do. And I have experienced that quite a few times.
Mm.
So instead of me harboring in that, I go to Google.
Uh-huh. Got it.
I tell people Google got everything. Ask Google. Like that's how I learned so much. I am the self-proclaimed Google queen. Okay. I will Google, I will read, I will research, but it
Right.
goes back to while I was studying and doing my thesis,
There
like
you go.
I had to do that anyway.
There
So
you
have
go.
building that up, building that tenacity, like I'm used to it.
Right.
But everybody is not cut out for that. But you have to shape your mind
Ah.
to be able to build that tenacity, to build that strength to say, if I can't find somebody to help me, I'm gonna keep finding. I'm gonna keep
Mm.
trying. I'm
Mm.
gonna search. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna go YouTube it, TikTok it.
Right.
I mean, it's out there.
Right.
It's out there. And if even if you can't find something specifically that you're looking for, you can find something that somebody done did that's close to what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
the foundation is there. You just have to build off of it.
Right. I love that. Very, very good information. What would you say is something through your business journey that you wish was available to you, but you did not find out there as you were building your business and building your product?
Money. I
Yes.
think that's what we all
Funding.
want, just some
Yes.
money. If I
Yes.
can have
Yes.
some money. And I hate that because I am so my business is self-funded. I don't owe any loans.
Got it.
Uh Nobody owns the business but me.
Hmm.
And it is hard because I'm still in that bootstrapping phase. Um it's tough. So I wish that there were legitimate
Right.
resources for
Right.
us
Right.
that would have helped me in the beginning because people say, money don't change. It does. Money
Yes, it
helps.
does.
It
Yes, it
helps. And
does.
listen, I would not have as much stress on me if I had more access to more money, or if I had a
Right.
trust fund. Because some people,
Right.
like
Right.
if I had the things that some people on the other side have already had, like
Right.
my life would be a little easier. But
Hmm.
but I didn't. But I don't let that stop me, right? You don't let it
Exactly.
stop you. And
Right.
I
Right.
had it. But nevertheless, you kind of take what you're given and you make it work.
Right. You figure out a way to make it work. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, to your point, one of the biggest gaps with Black women-owned businesses is that we are totally underfunded. Like
Absolutely.
we're not allotted the access to resources that other business owners get. And as we were talking about earlier, if we're not allowed the experience of making mistakes and coming back. Right? It's kind of like if you made a mistake, okay, you lost your money, you're in a deficit, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're done with you. It's not like, okay, how can we help you rebuild? How can we help you learn what you didn't know? It's kind of like, you're kind of done here.
It's not a thing
Um,
for us. It's why, and that's why it's so important for us to be successful. And it's hard because we have so many cards stacked against us.
uh-huh.
I mean, so many cards stacked against us.
Hmm.
However, um, we just gotta make a way. We gotta come together.
Right.
We gotta come, and I hate to say that, it sounds so cliche, but we gotta come together.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
You
And we have
know?
to support one another. One thing that I promote and I always encourage people to do is look around your home and look at the things that you use every day.
Absolutely.
Soap, lotion, hair care products, what you drink, what you
Hmm.
eat, and think about how can I purchase this from a Black-owned business, right?
Absolutely.
Because the Black-owned businesses now make some of it makes laundry detergent, skincare products for very sensitive skin,
Absolutely.
non-toxic. If you're looking for something non-toxic,
Hmm.
find a Black woman that made it. Because
Absolutely.
she made it because she was looking for something for her kids.
Hmm.
Because her child had a skin condition. She
Yep.
couldn't find anything in the market for them, so she created it in her
Yep.
kitchen.
We
And
have
it's
it all.
non-toxic.
We
Yes.
have it all. We
Yes.
have it all. And I know often, because I get it all the time. It's like, "Ugh, but your prices are too high. Your
Okay. We're
your
gonna talk about
prices are
that
too
right now.
high.
We're gonna talk about that right now. Listen.
Why? Listen, okay. Okay, it grinds my gears when people say
Mhm.
that to me,
Yes.
because people do not understand what it takes to create a product, and I'm talking about what money, right?
Yes. Yes.
Because say, for instance, that you want to start your own T-shirt line.
Hmm.
Most of the time, if you go to a manufacturer to get your T-shirt made, they want you to have an MOQ, minimum order quality quantity.
Hmm.
They might say, well, in order to get this shirt for, we'll say $1,
Hmm.
you need to order 10,000 units, so
Uh-huh.
10,000 shirts.
Right.
That's $10,000.
Right.
Now that don't include if I need to add a design to the shirt.
Right.
That's gonna jack the price up to 250.
Right.
So as a small business owner, and it kind of ties back into funding, but as a
Mhm.
small business owner, we don't have the opportunity to compete with these larger brands that can go and mass produce
Right.
for pennies on a dollar.
Right.
So we do have to charge more until
Right.
we get to a place where we can say, okay, I got that 10,000. I can order, but
Yeah.
we ain't there yet.
Right. Right. So
We're not there yet.
yeah, so using your example, buying 10,000 shirts at $1, you're just starting, if you're just starting out, you're like, okay, I want to start with 50 shirts. Okay, well that's gonna be $5 each then.
More
Like
like $10 a shirt. Okay.
exactly. So the price goes up exponentially, and now you have to cover those expenses, right? Plus,
Yeah.
there's a value you put into your product. Sometimes we have
Absolutely.
issues charging the right price because we're thinking, oh, I just want to make a sale.
Mm,
And whatever you're producing or whatever service you're giving, it's not for everybody. So
absolutely.
don't try to price your product or service so that anyone can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the purpose of a business. You
Mm-mm.
have a target market. You have to understand who your target market is and what that
Yep.
target market can afford. And it's not
Absolutely.
everybody. You might want everybody to buy your service or your product, but you can't create something for everybody because there
Doesn't work that
is
way.
no one thing that everybody's going to agree on,
Mm-mm. I mean, you
not
even I mean
or
down to
even need.
yeah, down to even the simplest thing like toilet tissue.
Yeah.
Everybody don't use Scott.
Yeah.
Everybody don't use was it Cottonelle.
Right.
Everybody don't use Angel Soft, and
Right.
everybody don't use Walmart brand.
There you go.
Okay,
There
so
are Yes, there are options for everybody. So if this is out of your price bracket, then maybe there's another option for you. But
somewhere else down the
for me to
line.
stay in business, because a lot of times we can't stay in business because our prices are not what they need to be. So like when I make it my intention to patronize Black women-owned businesses, and when I
Absolutely.
do, I pay the full price because I know I'm not just supporting a person, I'm supporting the family because
Hmm.
we help our families. I'm supporting the community because we help build our community. I'm
Absolutely.
supporting a generation. I'm supporting a legacy, right? So I'm not trying to shortcut that and be like, give me a deal for this. No, I really want to support you and see those things grow. I
Absolutely.
want my money to circulate with us.
Absolutely.
And I
And
think,
and I yeah, and I tell people, money is great. It is great, but just share my stuff, right?
right.
Get on social media, share it, word of mouth, like just
Yes.
and it grinds my gears when I have people that just like my stuff, and that's it.
Right.
You ain't gonna share it, but you just like it.
Right.
It takes so much more because you gotta think about the algorithm and all the things. Like it takes so much more than just liking it. Sharing it, reposting it is more beneficial than you liking it.
Right.
I tell people stop liking my stuff if you're not gonna share it.
Yes, and I think we need to educate our audience and our customers to that more. That
Hmm.
we're not posting for just the like. We need a little extra something from you.
Yeah, we need a little
We need you to
action
share
behind
it.
it.
Yes.
You have to share it
Yes.
because it's like a domino effect. I posted, 5 people like it, 10 people share it. Well, the 10 people that you shared it to, they're gonna see it or whoever. And then if you got 1,000 followers, those 1,000 followers are gonna see it. And maybe, 15 people of your 1,000 followers share it, and it continues to be
Yes.
shared. But
Right.
we don't have that mindset
Right.
that like when I see stuff, I just share it. I
Hmm.
don't even think about it.
Right.
Share,
Right. Right.
just share.
Because
I
you
share
want
on
more
my
people to
page.
see it. Yeah.
Yes, I just share it.
Yeah.
Share,
Yeah, so
share.
I'm glad you brought that up so our audience can understand that we need to educate our consumers and our followers that we benefit more greatly when you share something than when you just like it because of
Yeah.
how the algorithm works. Because some
Hmm.
people think when they share it, they are supporting you in at the highest level they can, or when they no, not when they share it, when they like it or put a comment. They think
Hmm.
that's supporting you. You say, oh, hey girl, you go girl. They think that that's why you're posting. They don't understand that you need them to go couple of steps further. So
Yeah, you gotta do all three. Like, share. If you got YouTube, subscribe to. Do it
yes,
all. And comment.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I say the same thing about my podcast. Don't just listen to it. I need you
Hmm.
to follow it. I need you to
Yep.
subscribe to it. I need you to share with other people. I need you to
Absolutely.
put a comment in there. I need that interaction. That's how it's going to grow, not just by you listening offhand and no feedback, no communication. Nobody knows you listen. So very good point. So as entrepreneurs, those are our the things that we struggle with communicating to a people. So it has been just wonderful talking with you today,
Oh, thank
Dr.
you.
Ashley, hearing
Thank
about your business journey and where you are right now in your business. It's so exciting to see you grow. I'm going to definitely check out your online website. So I definitely want to give you the opportunity to tell our audience how to connect with you, where they can go to your website to purchase your product and what areas, if they want to walk into a store, that your products would be located in.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. It has been a
Mhm.
blast. I've truly enjoyed myself. So Mocktails for Mommy.
Yes,
Our website is mocktailsformommy.com, Instagram _ mocktails for mommy, Facebook mocktails for mommy. I mean, everything mocktails for mommy.
wonderful.
We are currently in Sam's Club in Walmart. Sam's Club in Alabama, Arkansas, and Louisiana. We're coming to Walmart in 2025, starting off in all the stores in Alabama with a slow grow approach. We're coming to a Walmart near you soon. Just keep praying for us. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you can buy our products on walmart.com, so we'll ship them to you there, or you can
Okay.
order it off our website. Either or, you can get our products. They're available to you.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So I encourage these any Black women groups listening to make a purchase of these products and have it at your
Yes.
next event, your next brunch, your next get
Yes.
together. Great way to expose a product that was created by another Black woman entrepreneur to
Yes.
a new customer base. So
That's right. Y'all want me to come talk to your peoples? I come talk to them too. You tell
that's
me what you
oh,
need. I'm here for you.
wonderful, wonderful. I love that. I love that. Yes, talking about the tenacity it takes, the building your mindset, using the skills that you already have acquired through your
Absolutely.
career to pour that into your business. I see you as an expert on all those things. So
Well, I try. I try. Thank you,
wonderful.
Google. Thank you, Google.
So before we close out, I love to ask my guests a couple of fun personal questions.
Sure thing.
So let's start with the first one. The first one for you is if you could have a conversation with anyone from the past, could be personal family, it could be historic figure, anyone from any time in the past, who would you choose to have that conversation with and why?
Ooh, that is really tough. Um, I would probably say Martin Luther King. Yeah, I just want to pick his brain. Like,
Mm,
just why. Just really understand and to hear
mhm.
just the why. Because ultimately he paid the sacrifice
Right,
for us, but just to
right.
hear like just the why. I feel like that would give me kind of the jolt that I need.
Got it. Got it. Very good. Very good one. Okay, what was your favorite childhood game?
Oh, I wasn't really a gamer. I was in band. What did
Okay.
I do? What did I do? I ain't really doing it. I like to play cards, so
Oh,
it's crazy. I played like spades as a kid, so I guess spades. I grew up with my grandmama, so
okay.
I was playing spades.
That was your childhood game. Come over here and learn spades. Wonderful. Who was your favorite teacher and why?
Now, oh, you okay. I have so many. Oh,
That's wonderful to hear that you had so
yeah.
many.
I did have some really good teachers. I would say her name was Miss Robinson, and she was
Uh-huh.
my English teacher. Um she didn't play.
What
She did
grade
not
was this?
play. This was maybe middle school.
Okay.
And she has stuck with me because she really wanted us to learn. I went to one of the worst high schools and middle school, high school, all that districts in St. Louis, Missouri. So
Okay.
she was everything and more. She
Mm.
made sure that I learned and that I understood Black literature and Black
Wow.
culture. And it was like it was, and she was just so well spoken and just all
Uh-huh.
the things. So yes, and she has stuck with me so much. I mean, I have so many, but she is definitely one that I. Oh yeah,
Miss Robinson.
yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So when you think about travel, what would you say is your either the favorite place you've traveled to or your dream place to travel to?
Ooh, okay, I give you both.
Okay.
So, the favorite place I like to travel, which does not sound exciting at all, is I actually like to go to my husband's hometown in Atmore, Alabama,
Ah.
because, because there's nothing down there. It's very quiet, and that
Uh-huh.
is like peace. Okay,
Ah.
peace,
I
because I
love
need
that.
it. You know, I come from a big city, and Huntsville is hustling and bustling, and I'm always on the go. So I need
You need
that's
that
my
peace and
I need
quiet.
my peace. And then you're not too far from Pensacola, Florida. So if you want to go to the beach, you can. But
Ah.
yeah, I need my peace.
Okay.
Um, dream
Uh-huh.
place.
Yes.
I just want to go to Africa. Okay. I
I
just want
love
to
that.
visit as many countries in Africa because I feel like I really just want to get just fully immersed in my culture that I did not get an opportunity to really experience. So,
Right.
baby, give me some money so I can just go,
I
just
love that.
explore.
I love that. Yeah. Yes. When you think about the next 5 years of your business, have you written down a plan for that, a vision for that, or do you just have in your mind what's the next step for you, where you want to be in your next step?
A little bit of everything. So I
Okay.
have in my mind because some things I can't write down, so I gotta keep it very
Uh-huh.
close to my chest. Um, but I do have a plan. You know, planning is very, very important. Strategic planning is very important as a business owner.
Hmm.
I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of just like no, like I have notebooks everywhere.
Yes.
Like I have
Yes.
notebooks all over the place. When an idea pops in my mind, I'm writing it
Yes.
down so I
Uh-huh.
won't forget.
Hmm.
But a little bit of everything. But strategic planning is so vital and so important because if you don't have a strategic plan put in place, the who, what, when, where, why, and how, um, people won't take you as seriously. So you
Uh-huh.
gotta have it. You gotta
Right.
have it. You
Right.
gotta have it. It don't have to be nothing fancy, but you
Right.
gotta have it put in place in a nice top typed document.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, okay. Well, that's going to wrap it us up for us.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much for being with us today, sharing the beautiful details of your business journey, so many great gems and tips you left us with. And we just want to wish you the greatest of joy, health, and wealth as you continue your business journey.
Oh, thank you.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome. Today's podcast is being sponsored by Your 90-Day Success Journal for Black Women Entrepreneurs by Linette Cottrell. The journal is available on Amazon. It's inclusive of monthly goals, weekly and daily goals, affirmations, self-care practices, and inspiring quotes from other Black women. Be sure to get your copy today. Your 90-Day Success Journal. Hey sis, so thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you got some great gems today from our beautiful Black woman entrepreneur. You got inspired to go do more. You got re-energized and refreshed. We want you to take the best care of yourself. It is our deep belief that we as Black women entrepreneurs deserve to build our wealth without sacrificing our joy or our health. So we deserve to have the joy, the health, and the wealth. And we love helping you to get there. Again, be sure to leave a comment, rate our podcast, and share it with another beautiful Black woman that you know of. Visit our website at www.wocib.org and check out the great merch we have there for you and the workshops. We're working on some wonderful things for you. All right. We look forward to staying in touch. And until next time, be well.